Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoTrain.io. We're going to probably be on here for just a little bit. We're going to look at notifications if we got any, and then we're going to see where we are on the charts. If there's a coin that you want to look at, by all means put it in the chat box and we'll definitely look at it real quick. But so here's Bitcoin. This is on the day chart. This is where we're closing. We're below, let me change this real quick. You can see that we're below the EMA. So technically we're bearish right now. So if you want to jump into a trade and go bullish, that wouldn't be the wise decision because we're probably only going to come up here to this EMA and push down. Let's see where the tools are. Here is, we can already set up our divergence, right? So we can already see that anything below this, as long as we don't make lower lows on our indicators, you can see that we can have a divergence. We have the indicators right here that are clearly pushing up, and you can see that even our momentum indicator is definitely pushing up also. So this gives us a really good idea that if we do push down, we're not going to stay there unless we just completely fall off the face of the earth. But other than that, you can see that we will be set up for a divergence. The best opportunity that we have that we want to wait for is we want to push up here to this EMA, catch that EMA and ride it back down. Or we want to fall way down here and test this channel that we've already broken out of. Now, if we go into that channel, then we definitely want to continue to ride it down. But if it doesn't break in that channel and we find support here, we're definitely going to come back up here to fulfill the divergence. And if you don't know how to trade divergence, definitely get into our Discord. Get into our Discord, and we'll definitely help you set up the charts, how to set them up, how to identify the divergence. So when they do happen, you'll be confident in trading them. So, all right. So here it is. Let's look at the 3-day chart. I think we have one more day for the 3-day chart. 3-day chart is really good also to look at because that is going to be our higher time frame if you're going to trade on the day chart. In the day chart on Bitcoin, or in the 3-day chart on Bitcoin, absolutely it's horrible. It's completely pushing down. So even if we go up, even a tad bit, we're going to get rejected because all the momentum is down. We have all the indicators pushing down. Volume is not there. The EMA is pushing down. The EMA it will push it down if it goes up there and touches that EMA. But you can see that we have 1, 2, 3 valleys. That means that on the 3-day chart, we're probably going to go like this for the next week or so, and then we'll see what happens on there. Let's see what it looks like on the week chart. I know there it is on the week chart, completely bearish. So if we do come up, test that at the 27,000, sorry, 27,000, 28,000 area, that's a good place to go short. Other than that, you don't really want to go long just quite yet. We really want to break above the EMAs, find support above it before we do. Back to the day chart. So if we're going to get into a short, what we really want to do is we want to have a high MACD histogram, and then we want to have our momentum indicator way up there. So we want to be way up here into the 80s and 90s, and then we turn over, and then we go short. So we want to ride that momentum down. Let's see, this is the 4-hour chart. You can see the 4-hour chart looks horrible also. It fell off. Now it's just going sideways. So usually when that does happen, we will probably have a push up, but it's not going to be too much because the higher time frames are definitely pushing down. On the hour chart, you can see, look, even on the hour chart, we're in what people will call the overbought area, which is a horrible name for it, by the way. But this is the momentum indicator. So if this momentum indicator starts turning over, and we have over here, we can definitely see that we'll have a divergence if we push up too much further. Another $500 on Bitcoin will definitely have that divergence for us. And those are always easy to trade. They're easy. They give you confidence. They work out really well. So they're really good to trade. Okay, let's go look at XRP. Here's XRP. Let's go look at the 3-day chart first. XRP, we have two dojis back to back so far. We still have one more day before the 3-day chart closes. Nevertheless, we still have two forming. This is actually indicating to us that we're not done heading down. So if you look at it in a bigger scale, if you zoom out just a little bit, you can see that people will say that this is a cup and handle, and that's just not true. If it was a cup and handle, we'd be going up to $5 already, and that's just not the case. We are in a bearish market. The momentum indicator is pushing up, but the price action is not. So when that happens, we know that the price action will push up because this is a leading indicator. So when that leading indicator goes up and turns on us, that's when we really want to get into the short and go down here, and we'll probably go into the 30 cents, the 30 cents to 39 cents, to even probably wick down into the 20 cents area. So that's what XRP looks like. Let's go look at Sol. Sol is another one. Look at a day chart. Sol right here, we can see that we almost had a piercing pattern, not quite yet. Again, we want to go short on all these most likely because our indicators are pushing down. Our MACDs are down. Our momentum indicator is turning over on us. You got your EMAs that are red that are going to push down. So even if we pump up real quick and we go above the EMA is going to bring it back down because the EMA is a mead. So it always goes back into the mead of the EMA. So, and we have convergence. Convergences are really good to trade also. So we have a lower low, then we have a lower low, and we have a lower low here and a lower low here. That means that most likely this is going to be the Valley 1. Here's Valley 2. And then Valley 3 is going to be down there between 17 cents or $17 area, give or take a couple bucks. So that's what we look like. On our momentum indicator, if we do turn up, because it's turning red right now, if we do close red, tomorrow we'll have a lower high, which is a convergence, which means that we're still going to be heading down. So we'll just have to wait for that to see how it goes and play it by ear. But if you do want to follow these, just go ahead and join Discord. We'll give you updates as we see them. Let's look at Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum. Right here, we're just going sideways. So what you want to do on these is, remember, trading is patience. So if you get into a rush on trading, that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble, okay? So look, so just make your little box right there. We can see that this is where all the full bodies go. If you want to go down to the wick down here, that's just way too much. That's a huge area. This is where all the price action is moving at right here, right? So what is going to happen? Well, if you would have to guess, and if you're a betting man, what you would want to bet on is that this EMA is pushing down, and when it gets into this box, it's going to force Ethereum down. So if it does force Ethereum down, that is going to push it out of this box, and then you can have a really good setup. Again, on your momentum indicator down here, what do you have? You have it turning red on you. And you can see that these are our leading indicators. So if this is a leading indicator, as all these other areas right here, we know that this is going to push down on us. So what's going to happen? It's probably going to go into this. It's probably going to go sideways for a little bit. But if we break out before that, great. But most likely it's going to go sideways for the next day or so. And then the EMA is going to force it to move depending on which way. Again, bearish is where I would go. And we'll definitely check up on these tomorrow and timestamp them and everything to see. Here's Litecoin. Litecoin again. We can just put our little box there. We put our little box. This is a little bit bigger box, but a lot of price action in there. And this EMA is, the angle on that is pretty steep. So and it has a couple more days before it gets there. So what we want to do is wait for it to get there. Again, if you wanted to take a position because you feel like you have to, definitely it would be short. It'd be a bearish trading setup because we're making lower lows and we're making higher lows. So that tells us that we're still heading down. We had a nice little movement dump on us. So when that does happen, the market's going to be shocked for a little bit, and people are going to be wondering what the heck to do. And so what they're going to do is you're just going to wait there. People are going to think that we're at the bottom and we're going to start heading up, and that's just not the case. On the 3-day chart, we're completely far away from the EMA. The EMA is at what, 80, 70, 78, 90. That's a long ways away. So even if you do get a nice little pump up, what does that have to be, a 15, 20% pump up? It's not going to stay there because your EMA is going to force it down. Because the angle of it is going to be there, because people usually trade big money trades with bots and stuff, and those bots are going to read that it goes into that EMA and pushes it back down. But right here, right off the bat, all you do is see a bunch of hills and valleys. Then you have a nice little dip right here. Support is way over here. That means we're probably gonna head back down. Again, if I was going to get into a trade, it definitely would be bearish, and definitely wouldn't be trying to go long just quite yet on any of these coins. We're under all the EMAs. There's absolutely nothing. Here's Link right here. Here's Link. This would be a good trade setup. We have a fully engulfed one, but you know that Link does move quite a bit. So what you would want to do is you would want to put in your trade. You want to use your EMA as your stop loss, a little bit above it, which is 8%. So that's a decent sized stop loss. So what you want to do is that you want to stagger your trades in there. So if you use, say, $1,000 on your initial trade, if you only have one entry, what you want to do is you want to break that up into 4 different trades or 3 different trades, depending on how much you want to risk. And you just get in there, and we will set it up 1-to-1, and we'll use that EMA as the stop loss. Not if it touches the EMA. If it closes above the EMA, and once it closes above the EMA, then you'll have a stop loss if it pumps up on you. So that's why you want to stagger it in, because if you stagger it in 3 different positions, your entry is going to be way up here, probably in the middle, and your stop loss is really only going to be like 3%, which is doable, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to maximize. Our profits, but we also want to minimize our losses. So we want to have all the favoritism in our direction as we possibly can. So that's what we want to do. This is a good one. We'll save it and put it into Discord so we can watch it. Let's see. Copy link. Yeah, but if you want to learn how to trade, definitely join the Discord. I answer all the questions that people have, and help them get set up, because the number one thing that you're going to learn in crypto trading and trading in general is patience. If you don't have patience, you're not going to be a very good trader, because most of the time you're either sitting on the sideline, or you're in a trade and you're waiting for it to get to your target area. And because it's not like you get into a trade and you just automatically close it out and make money. Sometimes it does happen because it is volatile, but most of the time you're going to be in it, especially if you trade on the day charts, you're going to be holding it for a little bit longer. You can see now we have a big old dump going on. Looks like half a inverted cup. And if it does form, see, this is a really good inverted cup. So if we form that handle, we know that we're still heading down again. But here you can see that we have this little box that we have. This is our buy zone, sell zone. This is where all the price action is at right now. Again, pushing down to that EMA, pushing down into that EMA. We'll definitely be pushing down quite a bit. Your MACD, your MACD, see, this is our custom MACD. So if you do join Discord, you'll get access to all these indicators too, by the way. But if you see the MACD and you come up here anywhere close to the 0, and this EMA is pushing it down, you're gonna have a dump. 9 times out of 10, you'll have a dump. Let's go look at Shiba coin. This is one that people tend to love, that pumps and dumps on you. Look on the week chart. Not only do we have a fully engulf, we have a complete destruction of this particular coin. We had this nice little pump up over here, 205, 206%, just continuously raked in money, tons of money being made. And look at it, retraced 100%. Anytime you see this type of movement, this is not organic. This is organic right here. This is not organic. Okay, so if you do get into this pump and you get into it early, take your profits. There's no reason that you want to try to hold this on and continue to try to ride it out. That's how people lose all their money. But here it is on the day chart. Again, looks like we're actually in a better position. Looks like this one's going to definitely come up and touch the EMA. But yep, that's what that looks like. Yeah, if you do want a coin, if you do want me to look at a coin, just put it into the box over there in the comment box, and I'll definitely look at it. I think we looked at DOT. Let's look at EOS. EOS, man, I made tons of money on EOS when it was nothing. Shot up all the way to 18 bucks. Here again, we have that we can set up. This is actually a flag pattern. It's a little angled up on us, so that's definitely a better one. I do believe TradingView has a new flag pattern where we could use, but if not, let's see. Thought they did. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. But you can definitely see it though. Here it is right here. You can definitely see the pattern right there. This, if this does break down, but see, look, your EMA is starting to mellow out a little bit, starting to maybe go horizontal. If it does go horizontal, that's great. That would push that price back down. That's what we want. We want it to come up, touch the EMA while the EMA is red, and that price would be forced down by the EMA. Let's see. GLMR. That looks horrible. Did Sol. Let's see. Back to Bitcoin. Let's see. XLM. Here's XLM. See, this is what we want right here. This is the prime trading right here. We push up, come up here to everything's pushing down on you, right? So everything is pushing down. Your EMA is pushing down. You come up here full blown, have a nice big green candlestick, 4.77%. And you get into that because you know your EMA is going to force it back down. So you can get in there, use your swing high as your stop loss. Next day was negative 3.78, and the day after that was 3. So you made 7% in 2 days just by trading off of this particular setups. Super easy to trade. You just got to have patience for it, and if you have patience for it, you do make a lot of money in cryptocurrency and in trading in general. But yeah, you want me to look at Doge? All right, let's go look at Doge. All right, so here's Doge on the day chart. You can see, let me get my little tool out. You can see that we're definitely into kind of in the middle of a box and trying to push up for the trying to make higher highs, but that's not going to happen. Again, trust your indicators. If you trust your indicators, it's easier to make decisions. This EMA is pushing down, so all these big candlesticks right here, 3.67%. You know that you're not going to stay there because everything was pushing down on you. So you know that it's not going to stay there. So it's easy to take this trade because you know that even if you do take a trade and you have to take 2 or 3 entries to average out your entry price, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. People get in trouble when their average trade is $1,000 and they put in $1,000, and the next trade they put in another 1,000, and the next trade they put in another 1,000. No. break up your original price into, if you want to only have one entry, do one entry at your $1,000. And if you want to have 2 or 3 entries, then go ahead and break it up into 2 or 3 trades. And it breaks out your dollar cost average, and it's easier to control. But right now on Doge, anywhere close to this top of this rectangle, that's where you want to try to go short. So if you do have a little pump up, if you go to like the 5 minute chart or whatnot, go to the 5 minute chart and zoom out. 5 minute charts that actually heading down. But if you have a pump up on the lower time frames up here, anywhere close to this, that's easy trade, because you know the higher time frames are going to be pushing it down. And so that's why it's so important to, when you do trade, you have a mentor to help you trade. Use a higher time frame for your directional indicating, and trade off the lower time frames off the 20-minute charts or the 4-hour charts or something like that. So that's what you would do. Let's see. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. It looks like we're gonna come up there and push up and touch that. But look at your momentum indicator. Your momentum indicator is almost into the 80s, and almost into the 80s. Right now it's at 70. What is that? 70.06. If we do push up, most likely it'll be tonight into the next 48 hours. If we do push up, those are easy short positions to take, quick stop losses, and easy to spot, easy to trade, and you can have confidence in it. So you want to identify the stuff, build your confidence, trade it, and make money off of it. But I think that's the charts. I will be live when the day chart closes, because it's easier to trade off and gives you a good idea. Right now, any price that you get into, I definitely would be short on it and using your EMA as your stop loss. I'll go over this in the morning or tomorrow night before we jump on, and we'll go over the day charts and see how well we did. But yeah, everything would be short right now. Everything's red already, and it's probably going to stay red for the next couple of days anyway. Other than that, I will see y'all on the next live stream.